thank you so much for coming back. So today I'm going to be decorating this house that I've built. This house is actually modeled after a house that my aunt used to live in as I was growing up. However, hers was more of a Spanish style house, but I really loved the layout and the look of this house, and I wanted to make it in my own style with some of the new things that we have just recently gotten. And if you want to do this house, keep in mind that we all have different inventories and we are all at different points in the game. So as we go along, I'll just sort of try to point out some substitutions that you could make as I decorate each room. But first, I kind of want to show you the layout. It is a 3-bedroom, 1-story house, and that was the garage. You have a kitchen, you have a living room here in the middle. And then there's a little front porch that's an L shape right here. And then back in here, you'll find where the master bedroom is. And I've already put one of the new fireplaces that I purchased in an online pack. And then over here we have a little bathroom. It is a family bath. There's no ensuite for any of the bedrooms. And then you have bedroom number 2 here. And then right here in the front of the house, bedroom number 3. You'll also notice that I've hung some wreaths on the house and also on the front door, but I do end up removing those because I kind of had a feeling I may not finish this video in time for Christmas. So later on, I decided to take off the Christmas decorations. So here it is from this angle, and you can see how it's sort of laid out here. It's a really cute house for a family, if you want a 1-story house. And I've started here on the kitchen, and you'll also notice that for your convenience, I have edited out most of the scrolling. In total, it was almost 3 hours of footage, and I got it down to, I believe, about 45 minutes. So if you're not interested in the decorating portion, you can skip ahead. I would say probably the 38-minute mark would do it if you just want to take a tour of the house and see the grid at the end. And so for this kitchen, a good substitution, if you don't have these cabinets and countertops, would be any of these chalet sets. I really think the black and white, the one with the white countertops with the black cabinets would work best. But I think any of the 3 chalet sets, including the one that was offered in the online package when we got the chalet, would work in here. So you can see me there. I'm trying to sort of reconfigure the door and figure out how I want to place the cabinets and the appliances. I tried to go by how it was in my aunt's house, and it pretty much ends up being that way. It is an eat-in kitchen. She did not have a separate dining room, so I wanted to configure the kitchen in a way to where I could locate the table over there on the right side. And here I'm just putting in the appliances. Any coffee maker would work there, obviously, and I'm putting a mixer there in the corner. You could maybe put one of those cutting boards there instead, and I'm putting a food processor here. You could put in a microwave. So again, if you don't have some of these items, it's not a big deal. This is just for fun. So I had tried that gray table there, and also you'll notice there's a pink wall on the left. I end up taking that out. You'll see why here in just a second, but I did like the gray and white chairs because I think they're a perfect match for that kitchen set. And then I traded out the gray table because I wanted some contrast in there for the white table. Now you'll see me changing that wall color because I decided I did not like the pink in there. So I was looking for maybe something that I could just use there for a backsplash, so I picked that tile. And then I decided on the yellow against the gray and white. And look how pretty that looks with that backsplash. I absolutely love how this looks so far. And definitely need something over the table there. But the foundation is definitely there for the kitchen. We need a little stove hood there. And next you'll see me putting in some little odds and ends. I thought where that herb rack had some yellows in it, that would work really well in there, as well as that painting. So that's what the kitchen looks like so far. I like the layout of it, especially for a small kitchen. And you know how much I love little kitchens anyway, so this is yet another idea for a small kitchen. And I always like to try to put a window over the kitchen sink. That's just something that I really like in real life. So next, it looks like it's time to work on the garage. She did have her laundry out in the garage, so I decided to do the same thing in this house. And then we're going to just put the finishings in here, such as the wall color. And usually when it comes to the garage, I like to put the little odds and ends in it toward the last of the build. So you can see me there, I'm eyeing that master bedroom, and I decided instead of the big 3-space wide window to put 2 of the small windows and leave a 3-grid space there to put a bed. And here I've chosen that green and gray bed. I absolutely love those beds with the pictures over top. But if you don't have that, there are several king-size beds that would work in here, and you could just work your wall color around it. You know, the biggest thing for me isn't necessarily what's on the bed as far as the bedspread goes. It is the color of the furniture that you use. So you notice that I stuck with the light woods in here. To me, that's kind of important when I'm decorating. I do like to mix woods sometimes, but in certain houses, sometimes I just like to make sure that the wood tones sort of all go together because I think it really makes the room pop. And then you can go in and use any color that you'd like for, say, the bedspread and the rugs and those sorts of items. So I'm just putting the TV in here and some bookshelves on either side there. The wood doesn't match perfectly, but I think it's close enough. It's more of like a medium tone. And so far the bedroom's looking really nice. And I'm looking at those paintings because I want to get an idea of maybe what kind of wall color I'd like to put in here. And you can see I've chosen the light gray chalet flooring pretty much throughout the whole house. So I want something that's going to go well with that too. So I decided on this brown with the ivory at the top. That way it would go with the woods in the room, but not really, clash with the gray flooring. So that's what the bedroom's looking like, and I wanted to put these seashell lamps in them. They have that sort of green color that's also in the bedspread, and it's all about color balance for me, so I try to balance the colors out. And we have some dark gray in those pillows, so I thought that dark gray rug would look really nice, especially with the tone that's in the tile in front of the fireplace. It matches that really well too. So the master bedroom is complete now. I really like how it turned out. And you can see how that gray rug there really goes with that tile on that fireplace, as I mentioned. So that's a complete room. We have the kitchen finished there. Except I did notice I wanted a little bit more contrast in there on the flooring and kind of break that up. And I decided to put that white chalet rug in there, and that really did make a difference in there. So it's coming along. And even though it's a 1-story house, and I haven't had much luck lately placing chimneys on 1-stories, I decided to give it a try. And look at that, this time it let me. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't, but I was very glad that it let me put a chimney there for the fireplace in the master bedroom. So back to the garage here, and you can kind of see me jumping back and forth. I don't know if you all do that or not, but I cut the scrolling out, but as I'm scrolling through things, sometimes I get distracted and move things to another room that I see would look good in there, and then I go back to the room that I was working on. I will say, though, that doesn't happen to me too often because normally my builds are room by room, and if you're new, that means that typically I build a room and completely decorate it, and then I start another room, and then the whole house is a total surprise. But where this is a house I already had in mind, because it is my aunt's old house. Any house like that I'm building from my memory, I go ahead and build the house out and then decorate it like I'm doing today. So that's why I wanted to share this sort of video with you, even though it's going to probably end up being very long. So I put a little keypad in the garage. You know that I like to do that because I like to pretend like it's maybe a security keypad for the house. And now I'm eyeing that living room and I'm wanting to get that done. And I wasn't really sure where I was going to put the TV, and you can see me getting distracted again because I'm in the electronics and spotted that freezer that I wanted to put in the garage and the vacuum as well. But I wasn't really sure where I wanted to put the TV in the living room. You see that door there that goes to the bathroom? that was a little bit in the way once I started to really look at it. And I kind of wanted to use one of these large TV cabinets. So I knew I was going to have to move that door in order to get everything to fit, because obviously I couldn't put it on the wall with the window or the front door. So this wall over here on the right was really the only wall it was going to fit on. And where the cabinet is 4 spaces wide, I knew I would have to move that door all the way back to where the master bedroom door is to get the TV to fit there. So there I go, moving it all the way. And I think it looks okay. It's just not where it was in real life. And you can see me putting the TV cabinet in there. And then that kind of lets me know where I maybe want to position the couch. Now, in real life, too, she did have a fireplace in this room. It was actually by the front door there, but we can't stick a chimney inside the porch, or at least I can't glitch one in, so I just omitted that. And I've chosen this sofa here. I think it might be an outdoor sofa, but I use them as indoor sofas. I think they're very pretty, and I haven't used them in quite a while. Even though it's a small living room, I wanted there to be a lot of sitting space there. So I used 2 full-size sofas, and I was trying to get an idea of maybe what kind of coffee table that I'd like to put in there. Those sofas have 2 different tones of wood on them, and then we have a dark wood TV cabinet. At first I tried a white coffee table. You could do that, but I thought it clashed a little bit with the dark wood. So I ended up choosing 2 others. I chose this one from the lake house, and then I also spotted the new one from, I think this is the Albion Square, the new update. So I set it aside while I was there, and I wanted to compare the 2. And I decided on the newer one. But of course, we have plenty of coffee tables that you could use for this area. When you see me doing this, this is all just a matter of personal choice, and everyone's going to be decorating differently. But you could put any sofas. You could put a sectional in here. That would work just fine. You could put 2 love seats and have more space. There I tried the designer nightstand as an end table and put the blue lamp on there. I wanted to use that blue lamp because it brings out the blue in those couch cushions, but I wasn't really satisfied with the wood tone on that end table, which is actually a nightstand. So I took that out, and then I started looking some more, and of course you don't see me scrolling, and I went for that new end table. Would that other one have worked? Yes, but I kind of just wanted to use that. Plus it has the white legs on it that sort of goes with the white on the sofa. I like these rugs in the blue and the ivory because they're seamless when you put them together. You don't have to glitch them together to make them look like one big rug. And I'm really loving how the colors are already coming together in this living room. I also wanted to mention I did purchase those big white doorways in an online pack as well. But you could use the lake house ones in the dark wood. You could use any doorways you wanted to. You could just use the regular archways, have more wall space to put wall art on. You don't have to open it up with huge doorways if you don't want to. Again, use what's in your inventory and make it work. As long as you're happy with it, that's all that matters. And I also wanted to combine some wall colors in here to bring the yellow from the kitchen, the yellow on those couch cushions, and then the blue also from the cushions and from the rug. So I like all the colors in the room so far. I thought about these farmhouse wall paintings here. I like to use those in case you haven't noticed because they do go with a lot of different color schemes. And I got distracted and saw the wine rack there and noticed that I wanted to put that in the kitchen. But then I came back to that wall art, and as I was doing that, I saw this towel rack, which made me want to use the holiday condo set in the bathroom. So I went ahead and just put that towel rack in there so I wouldn't lose it. And then I've put some candles there on the coffee table and changed my mind about the wall art in the living room and decided to go with that farmhouse painting. Then I changed my mind again and I decided on this from the chalet. And the reason that I did that was I wanted to bring the golds, the goldish kind of yellows out of the couch cushions. And there's just a little bit of blue in that painting, and I think it blends all of those colors together just with that one piece of art on the wall. I also wanted to use that arrangement from the farmhouse there on the coffee table as well. But you'll see me switch those around because in real life, if you're sitting on the sofa, especially toward the middle sections, I know I'm weird, that flower arrangement would actually block the TV, so I moved it over to the end of the coffee table. I just like to make my builds as realistic as possible, but that's just me. So that is the living room, and it is really coming along now. So next, goodness, where are we going next? We have an exterior to decorate. We have 2 more bedrooms to decorate. We have a bathroom to decorate. So I would say at this point we're probably about halfway there. I think I want to do the porch next. So let's do that. Let's put some porch furniture in here. I like these gray and white chairs a lot. And I also like the white table with them. This table goes really well inside too. I think it makes a beautiful nightstand. I think it makes a beautiful end table in the living room. And I really like those little box lights outside too. I think those can really light up either an outdoor space or a porch. And here you can see I found that little white plant table. I just love that little table, and I think that would be a nice addition to that end of the porch. So just turning on that box light in there. And then you can see me looking for some lights just to put outside. I at first had chosen these, and I eventually take those off, and you'll see why in just a minute. But I also love these wall sconce lantern lights, so I wanted to put one in here. I wanted the front porch to be nice and bright, so I put the white walls in there. And you can see me, I was trying to put one on the other side of the door, and then I realized that door takes up 3 spaces instead of 2, so 1 fixture was enough in there. So that's the front porch so far, but I wanted to put something over top of the seating arrangement there just to brighten it up, and that did look really, really pretty there, and you can keep it that way if you want to do it that way. But I will tell you I end up taking that off for a reason, and you'll see that toward the end. So that's the front porch so far. And I'm looking at the courtyard, and as I mentioned before, I had a feeling I wouldn't finish this before Christmas. As it is right now when I'm recording, it is before Christmas, but I decided to take off the wreath door and put the regular white door on, and take the wreaths off the front of the house, just in case. So that's why I made that change. And I'm just making sure everything looks nice and trying to get an idea of maybe what I'd like to put out there. So you've seen me do this before. I'll take a space like this and turn it into sort of like an indoor-outdoor flower bed. And then I use that old brown carpet toward the end if you scroll, because I think it really looks like dirt. And then I'll put the flowers in there, and it looks like it's a flower bed. And I love doing that sometimes for houses. I think it gives the outside such a nice look. And I chose the yellow sunflowers, and I think they look beautiful. So you can see me, I'm just kind of getting an idea just to make sure I like how things are looking so far. And now I'm going to go into the bathroom. And I've decided instead of the double archway there to just use a single, because I had to move that door and I wanted 3 spaces for the vanity. So if I'd left the double there, I would have only had 2, but that's fine because I only need 1 space for the shower. And you can see me putting that holiday condo sink in there. And so far I liked how it looked, but I will tell you ahead of time I did change my mind. I'm very indecisive when I decorate kitchens and bathrooms for some reason. I don't know. Maybe that's just a thing with me, but I wanted to put that same tile that I used for the backsplash into the shower room. I used that holiday condo shower, and I also tried out that same yellow wall color, and I thought that looked really pretty. So if you like this, you can definitely use this. Of course, I do change it, but I did like how this looked. And you see me again getting distracted because I was in a certain section, and I put the garden hose out there by the garage, and I found that pretty wagon wheel to put in the courtyard there, and the coat rack there for the garage. And I thought I might try this out. I hadn't used that in ages. But as you see me go through and put things places, keep in mind it may change. And then I found this. This changed the entire bathroom. Do you ever do that? You find an item for a room and you're like, okay, I really want to put this in there. So I'm going to change the entire room and work it around this one particular item. So I decided I wanted to put one of these towel benches in. I tried this one and I didn't think it looked quite right with the holiday condo because the blues did not match up at all for me. You may like that. It was throwing me off with the dark blue, and then you had the teal cushion in there. So I decided to use that one that you see at the bottom of the screen instead, because it has sort of like a grayish tone and a light wood. So you'll see me going through and changing the vanity. So I'm putting this one down here just in case. So I'm putting this one here, taking out the holiday condo sink, and then putting in this light wood vanity, because the light wood on that vanity really matches the bottom of that towel bench. So that shows you right there how one item can completely change the look of a whole room. So then I went with the white on the walls, and I was already loving this so much more. So that made me want to go and pick the tile, and I really like this tile. Some people don't like it. I think it has kind of a 60s and 70s vibe to it, but in a small room, I think it's gorgeous. In a large room, it's a little busy for me, but again, that's just my taste. But that's how the cute little bathroom is looking so far. And it needed a clothes hamper, so I put a white one over here. And I also decided to put that silver clock there on the wall. And there you go. Very simple, very pretty, nice and bright, especially to be such a small room. And now I'm kind of scrolling because I want to put one of those toothbrushes in there, and I put the gray one because it matches the gray seat on that towel bench. And you'll also notice that I added that beautiful light fixture there over the vanity to complete the room. So there's the bathroom. We're really getting there. So far in the house, we only have 2 bedrooms left to decorate. And then we also have the rest of the landscaping. We have the backyard. And then next you'll see me changing my mind again about the front porch. So I had that painting there, and I decided that I wanted to put it into this bedroom, mainly because I wanted to put windows here. I happened to think back in her house that as you came through the hallway to the bedrooms, she had windows that looked out onto the front porch. So I wanted to do that too, and I think it actually turned out really pretty that way. And then plus I get to use one of my favorite paintings in the bedroom, so that works out great for me. I wanted to center the furniture as well a little bit better there between the windows, but I did the best that I could with it, and I think it looks a little bit better there toward the end of the porch. And then that way I could also put a flower arrangement there and still have the light fixture on the wall, and it wouldn't be in the way. So again, indecisive me, but I like the result. And you can see right out there onto the front porch, just coming through that hallway there. So that's what we have so far. We're doing good, we're getting there, and I just love the shape of this house. I always did. Hers again was more of a Spanish style. It had arches out front, it had that tiled roof, it was stucco on the outside. It was a beautiful home. And so now we're going to go into this bedroom. And I always say this when I show you my builds in the bedrooms. You can do bedrooms any way you want to. This could be a kid's bedroom. I'm setting it up as a guest bedroom because that's the way she had it in her house. The bedroom in the front of the house that I'll decorate next was her child's bedroom. So this is the bedroom I actually stayed in when I visited her, and I stayed here quite a bit, visiting her and my cousin. So as far as colors go in this room, really any double-sized bed would work. You can just choose your bed, choose your matching furniture, or make it a kid's room. You could make this room an office if you wanted to. But I'm trying to kind of coordinate the colors in here. I'm going more for tones. There's blue in that painting, and there's sort of like a goldish peach color. So that works out well for me to put that light blue on the wall, even though it doesn't exactly match in the painting. And then I'm just putting a tablet there on the dresser and a phone. I also wanted to put a pretty plant there on the dresser and the TV. So you'll see me doing that next. And I wanted to put a plant in the corner of the room as well to sort of balance out all of the colors in the room. So that is the guest room. Of course, it looks nothing like when I stayed there, but I'm just using my imagination. And I love those lamps, so I chose to put one there. I think that looks really, really pretty. And then I'm noticing that I had forgotten to put wall color in the closet, so I have to go back and grab that pastel blue and put that in the closet there. And then just put a little clothes rack there. It's a guest room, and that's plenty there to put in the closet. So next we're going to go to where my cousin's room was. She was mostly a preteen and teenager when she lived here. So she did have her own TV, and I'm kind of old, so her TV had an Atari and the very first Nintendo. So if that tells you, I'm 45 years old, and that's what we had to play with. But I decided to put a desk in that corner instead. Her TV did used to be in that corner though. And I chose the urban bed for this room and tried out these urban nightstands with it. I kind of thought about putting like a dark wood there. Wasn't quite sure what to use there, but I decided to go ahead and just go with the white one and then put the TV over here instead. And then when it came time to choose the wall color for this room, I thought about that green that's in the desk chair and at the very top of that clothing unit, and I thought I would try this green out, and I really like it. I didn't think I would, but I think it really works. So you see me here just putting a lamp there on the nightstand, and I don't know, I like this green. I probably wouldn't like it for a large room. Again, everybody has different taste, but I think it really works for this bedroom. Turn the light on there, and so far I'm really, really liking this room a lot. But I'm thinking it's kind of missing that extra nightstand. I usually put 2 nightstands. She only had one, but I decided to make it even and put 2 there, and I think it looks a lot better this way. And we'll turn that light on there, and I think this room is complete now. So this is what we have so far for this house. At this point, I was very, very satisfied with it. And again, the layout is just beautiful to me, especially for such a small house. So I'm going to start focusing on the outside. I thought about putting that decoration in the back, and then I just decided to take it out altogether. And I'm trying to decide at this point what to do with the landscaping. So I went ahead, and I like these little trees. It's some of the first little trees that we ever got with the game, and I think they really work well with any landscaping, so I like to scatter those around a lot of times. And I really love those smaller evergreens, and you see me here putting in one of those little ponds. I never use those, and I think they're so cute. And where I had put the yellow sunflowers, I was already thinking about what other sort of flowers I could put around. And then I found these. I'd almost forgotten about them actually. And what I do is I just scatter them, and then I turn them around so they don't all look the same. So see how they blend very nicely with the yellow sunflowers that are in that sort of inside-outside flower bed in the front. And then I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, well, let's put some more. Let's put some over here by the garage and balance everything out really well. give it some nice curb appeal. And I did want to leave a space there because I knew I was going to want to put some lighting on either side of the garage door there. But that worked out really well anyway because it gave me 2 yellow plants on either side of the little tree there. So as you can see, it's starting to come together on the outside, at least the front anyway. We still have a big backyard to take care of, but I'm really liking the front exterior. I was trying to decide what to put in this, and I decided on the black lantern because I knew that it would bring out the black in the roof. So we'll turn that on there. And as you can see, that brings the black out of the roof into the landscaping too, and it balances everything out. And that made me think of the new light posts from the current update. So you'll see here in just a minute, I'll be taking care of that. But I'm giving a good look at this backyard and seeing how much space I have back here to do something with. So we have the service door there that goes outside from the garage, and we have this much backyard here. So I thought I would just maybe put a lot of trees out here, but it's been a while since I've done a nice pool. So I decided to make an L-shaped pool out here. She did have a pool, so I thought, well, let's just go ahead and do that. And I also wanted to make sure that the outside of it matched the driveway. So I changed it to the stone, just like the driveway. And I'm looking at what I want to do with that space there, because we have an extra space there on the right. So I extended the pool just a little bit, and I knew that I probably just wanted to put some landscaping there on that bottom end of the pool. I didn't want the weather machine to be in the way either, so I moved that down to a little room in the basement, and that gives me some more room to decide what I want to do. So since I want more landscaping back there, and I did want to bring the yellow back here as well, I just went ahead and grabbed some more of those sunflowers, and I'm lining that one edge of the pool with those. Had to go back there and grab a single one to finish it off. So just put that there. And then I wanted to fence it in. She did have a black fence around hers. Hers really would have more matched the tall black fencing that we have, but I really love this new fencing and I wanted to use it. So that's what I decided to do around the pool. And then that way also, it doesn't block the view of the beautiful forest on this lot. So, if you're thinking in terms of real life, this would be the type of fence that I would want to put around my pool if I had beautiful scenery in my backyard. So I'm just adding the fencing as we go along. If you didn't want to add a pool or you don't have the budget to add a pool, again, you can just scatter some trees around. You could build a little gazebo. You'll see me add an actual gazebo here in just a minute. But if you don't have those gazebos from that one event, you could build a little room back there and, enclose it on all sides with doorways and make your own little gazebo back here. There are just so many things you could do. I decided to put the gate here. The problem is you can't put the gate on the edge of the lot. And I just think that's very strange. So you have to move it a space in, which forced me to find a corner piece and sort of make it this shape here, which is fine because, you can just walk around the garage there. There's a door back there. But I wanted to put something in the extra little space here. So at first I put one of those little trees, and I will change that as you'll see here in just a minute. So here's where I decided to go with the black lighting, the new black light posts. So I removed the silver ones and started scattering these black light posts at the front of the driveway on either side of the garage here. And I thought about putting some there, but I thought it might be a little bit much for that. So I decided to put some back here in the general area of the pool. And right here instead of that tree, I thought that would be great. In real life, you walk out the garage door and come through the gate, you would want a light at nighttime. And I still love these huge evergreen trees. They are some of the oldest trees we have as well, and I think they go really well with the newer, smaller ones that you see me using here to line the back side of the pool. So on one side we have the yellow sunflowers, and on the other side we have the smaller trees. So the forest is still not blocked because they are kind of tiny. So that is how the backyard's shaping up so far, but we need somewhere to sit and relax. First, I decided on this gazebo. I rarely get to use that because just to me it doesn't match a whole lot, but it definitely matched this house. And then I put a set of table and chairs there. I decided not to put a patio down. I decided to leave it grassy, but that would be up to you. And you can see me scattering the black light post around the pool to light it up as well. And then after I'm finished doing that, we'll go turn them all on and we'll see how it looks. But I'm really loving how the backyard is looking. If you've been with my channel a while, you know that I'm kind of challenged when it comes to large kitchens, really large rooms in general, but also landscaping. I just don't feel like I'm a great landscaper in Sims Freeplay, but I like this backyard and I would actually like to have it in real life. So I'm turning on the light post here, and we'll go around the front and do the same and just see how it all comes together. And I do that because I just want to see if maybe I added too many, you know what I mean? Because again, landscaping isn't really my thing. And then I noticed this whole side of the house is bare, so of course I have to go and landscape that. And I just decided to carry on the theme that I have in the front of the house with the smaller little green shrubs there with the yellow flowers. So you can see me just adding those there, and I will go back and turn some of them so they don't all look the same. But I'm just bringing some up here to add and turning the flowers there, and then I'll bring some of the green trees back here as well and kind of finish that off. And then just finish off the flowers there. You know what else would look really pretty would be a pink theme on the outside of this house. We have pink flowers like that, and we have the pinkish purple sunflowers. So instead of doing the yellow, you could do that. That would be a good option too. But I think we're finished decorating the house, so this would be a great point to start the tour. If you skipped the portion of the decorating of the house, we're going to go ahead and take a tour of the finished product. So you have all of this beautiful landscaping in yellow and green out here in the front. And you have this little, you could turn it into a courtyard, but I've put the pretty little pond there. And then you have the walkway up to the porch here, which is an L-shaped little porch. And I put the black lantern there. And that matches all of those nice black light posts that I ended up scattering throughout the front and back of the home. Then you have the service door here from the garage that takes you out to the backyard where there is a gazebo, more of the yellow sunflowers, an L-shaped pool, and a patio area. And on this side you just see the yellow and green landscaping as well. So let's take a tour of the inside. You come into this little porch area here where I've decorated it to be nice and bright. You have the white front door, you have the white walls, you have the white and gray furniture there. So it's just a nice bright place here, and you have the windows that look into the interior hallway. Then you come into the living room where I have done it in yellows and blues, and I think it's a very pretty room and very well placed to be such a small room as well. And I'm really glad that I chose that chalet painting. I really think it sets off all the colors in the room. You have the TV cabinet over here, and that mixes just fine with that coffee table and end table. Then you come into the kitchen where I've chosen to do gray and white. Again, a good substitution would be the chalet cabinets and countertops and any appliances of your choosing. And then I've chosen these chairs here with the white table to really bring out the gray and white in the cabinets and countertops. And then the painting there to bring out the yellow in the wall color. And of course also the backsplash, as you probably saw on the wall where the kitchen sink is. This is the finished look of the garage here. with the laundry in it as well. You have the vacuum, the trash cans, a freezer, a coat rack. And then we come back here to the master bedroom where you have these sort of medium tone woods along with the grays here on the pillows, the rug, and the fireplace. And then the TV is over here with some matching bookcases. And then you have that double door that takes you back out to the living room, or you can go over here to this cute little bathroom. If you watch the decorating portion, you'll see that I struggled a little with the bathroom colors and fixtures, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. That towel bench that's in here actually changed the whole course of the bathroom, but I love the finished product, so that's all that matters. And then you have that little shower room in there with the tile that matches the backsplash in the kitchen. And then you come back out to the living room and you can come down the hallway to the other two bedrooms. This one I've done in golds and pale blue. I think it's very, very pretty. This is the guest room in this house, or it could be any bedroom of your choosing. But I really love that painting. That's become, I think, my favorite painting so far. And the hallway, we added some windows that look out onto the porch. And then you come into what used to be my cousin's room. And I tried out this beautiful green color. If you didn't watch the decorating part, this is not my normal taste, but I really, really love it in this house. And I think it looks gorgeous. So that is what the house looks like. You saw it before with nothing in it, and this is what it looks like after. We'll take a look at it from this angle and you can see where I've put everything. And remember, the grid will be at the end. There was the front porch. Here is the living room and the kitchen. Then you have the garage here and the master bedroom. Then the family bathroom here with the little shower room there. The guest room here with the little closet. And the front bedroom here, which is L-shaped. And then we'll take a better look at the backyard now, which I'm very, very happy with. And that concludes the tour of the house. If you guys enjoyed this type of video, as long as it is, let me know, because though they do take a long time to do and edit down, I did enjoy this a lot. And remember, if you're interested in this layout, the grid is up next. And if you've hung out with me this entire time, or even if you're just skipping ahead to look at the actual house tour, either way, I really appreciate you. So if you've enjoyed this, either way, leave me a like or a comment and let me know. I really appreciate you guys so much. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you so very much for watching. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.